First ahead on Mountain News this morning, a Laurel County family is still grieving after losing their son to a kayaking accident just weeks after graduation. Plus, violent storms continue to tear their way through the middle of the country, leaving massive amounts of damage behind. Good morning. It is 4:59 on this Tuesday. It is May the 28th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning into Mountain News this morning. Well, yesterday for us, last night at least, it was clear and a little bit warm, but to our neighbors to the north, it was an active evening. Let's bring Brandon in this morning. And Brandon, we stayed in the clear, but Ohio took a pretty big hit.
Yeah, exactly, especially around the Dayton area. They got hit twice in the span of about an hour, and then all those severe storms started to move to the south and got close to the Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia border there. But again, we were spared last night. We'll talk more about that here in a little while. Let's get you some current conditions, though, this morning. Satellite radar, you can see those storms off to the north near Parkersburg, but for the most part, we were pretty quiet here overnight. Visibility, some patchy dense fog, so be careful of that as you head out the door. Temperatures mild this morning, low to mid 60s, upper 60s, close to 70 in some locations. The out the door forecast going to feature hot, humid, and hazy conditions once again today under sunny skies. We'll get up close to 90 for a daytime high. The full forecast is on the way here in just a few minutes. Will?
All righty, Brandon. Thank you. Well, extreme weather continues to make its way north and east, now striking parts of Ohio. CBS's News' Laura Podesta is following the path of the storm and shows us the trail of destruction it's left behind.
You can hear the warning sirens near Dayton, Ohio. Overnight, a large and dangerous tornado hit about 8 miles away near the town of Trotwood, according to the National Weather Service. Trees were uprooted, power lines knocked down, and entire homes destroyed. Crews are using snowplows to try to clear debris off highways. It's difficult work in pitch black darkness.
I'm laying there shaking. My head's up against the wall and the wall's shaking back and forth. There's wind from the tornadoes pushing through up through the vent into my face, and I'm freaking out sitting there. It lasts about, I'd say, 10 to 15 seconds, scariest 15 seconds of my life.
Towns throughout central Indiana were also heavily damaged by storms. This street looks like a jungle as crews hack their way through a mess of branches to clear the road.
It's come all the way up into the street over the last 4 hours.
In Oklahoma, entire neighborhoods remain underwater, with major roads shut down as rivers continue to rise. Near Tulsa, the roaring Arkansas River has been putting immense pressure on levees.
They say if you walk across these bridges, you can just feel the current pushing the bridge.
Those in the heartland who are hoping for a break from the severe weather are unfortunately not going to get one. More storms are in the forecast for later this week. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
That time of year. Now, the National Weather Service says there are more than 70,000 power outages across the state of Ohio, affecting more than 5 million people. Meanwhile, violent storms also ravaged communities in the nation's midsection on Memorial Day. Sirens warned of a tornado on the northern Illinois-Indiana border, and a second tornado touched down in Iowa. In the past week, at least 15 people were killed by tornadoes and flooding across the Midwest. This weekend, an EF3 tornado packing winds of up to 165 miles per hour cut through Elrena, Oklahoma, killing 2 and injuring more than 25 others. A Laurel County family is still grieving after losing their son just weeks after graduation. Zach Abner graduated earlier this month from the University of the Cumberlands. The Laurel County native died Sunday after going kayaking on the Rockcastle River. Just listen to how his former coach describes him.
He's always had that smile. If he didn't, then you knew something was wrong. But 99% of the day, he had that great smile. He was a talkative person. He loved to talk. Sometimes you couldn't make him be quiet. He was a great leader on the football team. Kids really followed him. And he was just, I would never forget the way he looked and his smile that he always had. And it's awful.
Family members say Zach graduated with a degree in criminal justice and wanted to become a Kentucky State Police trooper. He had planned to join the next cadet class. A Pike County Sheriff's deputy died Friday afternoon. A tree fell into the cab of an excavator, killing Danny Taylor while working on a job site in the Little Robinson Creek community. Taylor played many roles like Pike County Sheriff's deputy and working for the road department. Those who knew him say he was a hard worker and loved his family and friends.
He's worked 2 or 3 different jobs all at the same time. We loved him and we will miss him very much.
Visitation for Danny Taylor will be tonight at 6 in the Lucas & Son Funeral Home. A church service is at 7 on Wednesday, and his funeral will be held Thursday at 2 p.m. Thank you for getting your day started with us right here on Mountain News this morning. Now, your grill may have hardly cooled off for Memorial Day, but today is the perfect time to fire it up again. We'll have more on why in just a few minutes.
After a brief break, the heat is back in full force today. I'll have the hot details in about 3 minutes.